Good morning. Hope the day finds you well. This tired old gal. Looks like it's seen better days. This is a little Zenith. It's just a kind of a basic AM radio, probably from the 50s, maybe 60s. And I picked this up at the auction last night. Things have a tendency to follow me home that nobody wants. Mostly because I like a good challenge. Or I'm just darn curious. And you know what? For $1, not out anything. I guess I'm out $1. Actually, one of the reasons I bought this is if if for some reason I can't get this back together, this has an interesting supply of parts. And for $1, it could probably help me fix up a couple radios. One of the things that's always in high demand but hard to find are these backs are kind of cardboard, or they might be from not Formica, Masonite, which is a kind of a wood pressed product. Anyway, they're held in with these little pins. It's just a little steel folded pin, and they put the back on. There was holes in here. They've long since got ripped out because somebody didn't know what the hell they were doing. Anyway, they just push those back in there. And actually, the line cord's in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's a tiny bit cracky, just surface. Should go over the cords real quick and look at them. And I was trying to see what the heck this was. It's just a basic AM radio. On-off volume and station selector. It's kind of not a bad looking radio. It's kind of beat though. And there's about a foot of dirt inside. Not sure why. It's a little unusual because it's kind of a hybrid of older 8-pin base tubes and newer 9 and 7-pin base tubes. It looks like it's kind of weird. And I think there's I think I saw a schematic. I think. Yeah. Anyway, and the radio coils on the back. Actually, as beat as this back is, it has some value. And first thing we gotta do is blow this baby out. Anyway, I was looking in there. Let's see if I can turn this. Maybe you can. Yeah, there's a kind of a tube layout schematic. I think this thing has a crack on every side of the chassis, or the case at least. That's not good. Why is the light bulb hanging down there? Because somebody didn't know what it was. Somebody's probably been in here, but it doesn't look like they did too much damage. God, even the plates on this thing are a wreck. I mean, they're just dirt. They're just covered with dirt. Well, what is this? This is a Zenith AA5 GE. Well, first off, let's see if we can find anything about a 5G1 other than it's very dirty. Huh, that's interesting. There's no screws on the bottom. Well, that's not good. Well, let me see what it's going to take to get this chassis out. And of course we're missing a knob. That's never good. Usually these knobs come straight off, but sometimes it's good to look around the perimeter and make sure there's no set screws. And that one is really on there. That's sucktastic. It's kind of weird. It's got a plastic knob, but kind of a metal bezel that's very loose. These just pull off. They're kind of splined on there. And it looks like the volume is gone. And oh, that's not good. That pointer is really loose on there. Yeah, I was afraid of that. That stinks. This is what happens when you don't pay attention. This pointer knob is pretty much just loosey-goosey on there. Somebody's pushed it on and off a couple hundred times for some reason. And if you don't line those splines up before you push it on there, it augers them out. And then yeah, there's what happens. It just chews them up. Well, man, this knob is actually pretty heavy. There's like brass on the perimeter. I wonder how they got that on there. It looks like it was crimped. Huh. It's kind of cool. Looks like they crimped that over. Well, okay, so we got all the knobs off. The grill's in good shape. It's kind of a, I guess it's weird. It's sort of a metal with cardboard look behind that grill. And what do we got here? Well, looks like there's a screw there, maybe. Well, it looks like there's two screws. A lot of times they just put a few screws in the bottom. But I think as time has gone by, the old hot chassis radio has gotten a bad rap. So they've tried their best to kind of conceal the screws in metal. And this one actually is pretty concealed. I don't see anywhere. I should take a knob off that the chassis is exposed. And it has a UL listing. Under re-examination service. Weird. So it looks like these are just 1/4 inch. They're kind of, lack of a better word, they're sort of sheet metal screws. Yeah, there we go. Well, I wonder how that's held in there. Yeah, that's just, okay. So we kind of hang on to all this stuff. Lift that baby out. Yeah. Gross. Yuck. Oh my gosh. That's just cardboard in there with a metal grill. And there's some little spring clips in there, some push-on clips that are broke. Nice. Yeah, this baby is in serious need of some blowing off. Look at this thing. It's just covered with dirt. You can't even see it hardly. Well, you can, but oh, God. Yuck. And this tube is clean. Well, let me back up a little bit here. How about the other back? That tube is kind of clean because I took it out at the auction. Yeah, we need a... Looks like it's 5 tubes. So what's in here? I guess, for lack of a better word, this is an All-American 5. Although I don't consider these All-American 5s. I kind of consider the old 8-pin radios All-American 5s. You can fight about it. It's potato. You know, it's nothing major. What do we got here? This has got the 50L6, which is the output tube, and a 12 AT6 right buried under here, which you can't see. That's, what's that? 35W4. It's the rectifier tube. 12B6, which is hiding over here under a pile of dirt. And I could go 12BE6. Doesn't get any better than that. And this thing's got... Actually, it's only got 2 big cracks. There's one here. Yeah, you can, well, yeah, one there. That's all one crack. And then this one here. That's... Actually, it's a little tough to see. There you go. It goes pretty much front to back. That's too bad. I'm going to be able to spread the case. Repairing cracked radios is kind of like car body work. You need to find out what the collision was and kind of reverse it. And why is there... Okay, I'm trying to figure out why there's little pieces of cat food on the table. Must have been some wild party I missed last night. Well, what do you got in the front here? Yeah. there's the chassis number. A lot of times, Zenith's pretty good about this. They put the chassis number on it. God, this thing is just like bent aluminum. This thing is really cheaply made. And it's really very dirty. Like I said that a couple hundred times. Now, let's see what's underneath. Absolutely nothing. Gosh, is there a radio in there? This is pretty amazing. Well, there's a lot of big calves. There are very few resistors. There's the oscillator coil and the tuning and the IF. And God, there's nothing in this thing. That must be the. Is that a factory just bonking out space? Some of these things are real works of art, and some of these radios are just the cheapest thing in the universe. I think this one kind of falls under the cheapest thing in the universe. There's barely a dial string. There's some big calves. If a person was going to learn on a radio, this would be a great one to start with. There's nothing to go wrong. It's got a Sprague Atom, and oh my goodness. Huh. What did I say that was? Zenith 50 or 5C01. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll just pause a little bit here, and I think I need some stuffing for one of my coats. Look at this. God, it's like this thing just sat in one place forever. But where would it be that dirty? Hopefully nobody lived. God, I don't know. I've never seen garages that dirty. That is weird. Well, let's see if we can find a schematic, although you just about don't need one here. I'm amazed there are any parts in this thing. What's that? Oh, okay. Wow, that's a repair. There's a cap up on top. Somebody did a pretty decent job. They actually put some spaghetti insulation over there. What is that, 30 microfarad at 50 volt? They kind of blended it in there. I mean, it's bouncing around. Kudos for that. So this has been worked on one time. Did a pretty decent job. Get out the old flashlight, take a look at the solder job. Yeah, and there's even dirt underneath this thing. Yeah, the ends of those into those paper caps is actually oozing out. There's a plastic one. I'll bet this has been worked on a little bit. That's been replaced. These haven't because they're too hard. If there was 20 parts here, it's an exaggeration. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's about 20 parts here, not counting any tubes or anything else. That's scary. And this radio probably doesn't weigh as much as I think because there's so much dirt. Well, I'm going to blow this baby off. See if we can see what's really going on. So first I'm going to see if I can find a schematic. We'll be back. Take her easy.